You know, upbeat scholar and jovial scholar, I think we should talk to you guys today. But first, before we do that, we have one more Elder Dragon to take down. So let's go talk to the Chief Ecologist.
Still in one piece, then?
Ah, there you are. I have news. We've determined that an Elder Dragon does indeed inhabit the Rotten Vale. The Third Fleet has already given it a name, Val-Hazak. They attempted to study the target 20 years ago. Some 20 years ago, the Third Fleet first observed a strange phenomenon involving the Vale's effluvium levels. It seems that with each Elder crossing, the Vale's effluvium increases in density. I deduce that Val-Hazak is the one producing it. As for how, I'll need more data in order to properly answer that. Either way, I've already told the Third Fleet Master that we've confirmed their suspicion. Go talk to her if you'd like to know more. So, what is it? You know what? Let's go talk to her. I know what Elder Dragon we're dealing with in the Rotten Vale. It's called Val-Hazak. That's the tentative name we gave it in the last time it appeared. Val-Hazak is the reason behind the effluvium. For some reason, he's wrapped in a coat of the stuff. It must be lurking down at the base of the Vale, where the effluvium is thickest.
Do well.
I set up a quest to investigate Val-Hazak. You should get to work. We need to find it this time, no matter what.
It's clothed in effluvium? What kind of crazy monster are we dealing with here?
Yes. Welcome back everyone to Monster Hunter World. We're gonna take down the hellish fiend Val-Hazak. But before I go over that, I want to go over my armor. We have switched back to the Great Sword, and for that reason, since it is not a weapon I am overly familiar with, I did also swap back in the health charm to have as literally much health as possible. One, for my own comfortability with fighting Val-Hazak, but also because of a status infliction he can inflict in battle. For that, because the charge attack of the charge of the, not the charge blade, because the charge attack of the Greatsword is so imperative, I did swap back out for the Damascus Coil and the Wrath Soul Greaves Beta, fully upgraded to give us that level 3 of focus to get our charge attacks off a little bit faster. Figure that'll be very beneficial to me, and, you know, well, great sword, so, you know, this can only go one way, well. But that is about it. I've done some decorations, but I don't have anything super important. I did equip a miasma decoration to kind of help with the status affliction. Whether that does help or not, it doesn't do very much with one, but if you have more, I'd recommend equipping more. Val-Hazak, huh? No record of that one in the old world. But the research base's archives do mention one sighting some number of years ago. They weren't able to establish visual contact, but they came up with the provisional name Val-Hazak until more data could be gathered. Well, let's go defeat it then. Hellish Fiend Val-Hazak. I'm absolutely positive that the effluvium is controlled by Val-Hazak. Now, to prove my theory once and for all, go to the Vale and seek out Val-Hazak. Man, how many times are we going to say his name? He's near the base of the Vale, so Camp 11's the most logical place to head to. But yes, other than that, I did equip a fortified decoration just in the off chance I do die, since this will be a semi-tough fight. For one, Val's status affliction is fairly irritating to deal with, and me with my lack of greatsword experience, I do foresee us dying, sadly. So, let us find out.
There's only one record of Val-Hazak, but it was more like a possible match, not a definite ID. We might get an upgrade from shooting stars to superstars if we actually do find Val-Hazak here.
I think the plus 50 health is going to be more important. Let's go for that.
Yes! Yeah!
Alright. Time to head down. I also like how the game says that down in the Vale is like where the effluvium is thickest, but you don't actually really take effluvium damage, only if you take damage if you're in kind of that acidic water. I think it's a little bit humorous. But here we go, this pathway is finally open. Area 16.
We did it! Valhazak is really here! Trap, we found it! Now go ahead with our research. You can do this!
Alright. Valhazak has this smoke, and this is what can cause effluvial buildup. If you are inflicted with the effluvium status affliction, it will cut your maximum HP in half. That's why I went for the health charm and for the plus 50 health from the meal to give us 200. That way, if we do get inflicted with effluvium, it's only going to knock us down to our base 100. Yep. If he charges up, he'll spit a bunch of the smoke at you. Mile later, trap, which won't work on an Elder Dragon. You can actually pop a Nullberry. It will immediately recover the effluvium status affliction on you. So, but if he does that kind of charge up breath attack, just run away, because that will almost guarantee inflicting effluvium on you, and it's not a good status affliction. He has another attack we kind of saw in the cutscene where he kind of sucked up, and it kind of sucked that smoke out of those Gyros enemies. That will rapidly drain your HP if you are inflicted with effluvium. Luckily, this focuses. Yep, there's the attack. We're not inflicted, so it does not affect us. There we go. Having the great power of the great sword is doing a lot of wonders for our charge attacks. Focus is making a bit of a difference. If you use the great sword without focus, you'll definitely notice a difference, but no, this is the other attack. Milo can still blind him, but since Elder Dragons are immune to traps, that's why the one trap does literally nothing for us. Oh, I couldn't roll through the roar. Yeah, Val's Roar is whatever, like every other monster, but if he lands on you, it does actually kind of knock you back. It does actually hurt you. Uh-oh. Yep, there's the attack. Yep. But this time I was not inflicted with effluvium, so I'm going to go for some big damage. There we go. That is some crazy high damage. I am going to heal just in case. He's not stunning us yet, and we've only been inflicted with Effluvium, well, twice. I was gonna say once, but yep, there it is. We're losing HP. There you go. Bring Nullberries. Definitely bring Nullberries with you. Very important. Very good safety net to have to heal. He's not enraged. I could try to go for a flint shot. It will give us a big opening with the greatsword. Yep, there's our opening. There's our opening. And I squandered it, maybe. No, still got it. Alright. Come on. Oh, with a blast proc too. So good. Prevented the roar. We keep getting hit by that, but we're not taking a ton of damage. Another part broken. Say we're in Val's nest, so I'm not sure where he'll run to. If he'll even really run away here. Well, he won't run away now since we actually hit the flashfly that Milo dropped, which blinded him. Oh, but there he goes. Okay. And luckily with the greatsword, unlike the longsword, we actually don't burn through sharpness extremely fast. Now, in this next room, if I had stones or any slinger ammo, there are these stalactites above us, these two light ones that we could knock down on Val, but I don't have slinger ammo, so grab some stones to see if we can drop them, just to show you what you can do. Kind of like Elder's Recesses Center room, you can kind of drop these for free damage. It's really nice. Alright. That one missed, sadly, because I try not to hit his wings. There we go, that one got him. That did some damage. Literally as much as our ultimate attack. This might finish him. No. Not quite. Alright, now we're down to blue. Our damage is now lower. Get a good reposition here. Greatsword's a bit slow, and I don't have great evasion with it, so I'm trying not to like just stand in the way of attacks. I can do the charge attack through it, but I'm not very good at that. Like my timing on it's wrong, since I'm not a greatsword main, so I'm not playing it risky like that. I tried it once, but it just doesn't really work out for me most of the time. But he should literally be about dead. He already limped away, I thought. Come on. So close with that last attack. Hitting him for like the lowest damage possible by hitting the back legs. There we go. Valhazak slayed.
We hope you don't mind us stepping in and taking care of this for you.
We did it. I'm not gonna lie to you, because of how Val's Effluvium and how he kind of does a lot of lunge attacks, and obviously switching back to the greatsword, I didn't think that was gonna work very well. And look at that, the rarest card of a Valhazak gem. Wow. But yeah, I honestly did not think that this was gonna work out that well. Like I legitimately thought using the greatsword against Val was going to be kind of a pain. But I guess that actually went pretty well. I mean, it is also a high rank Val, but still, that went well. I will gladly take that. That did a stellar job. Also, Val's cutscene where he's introduced, it's such a cool, ominous, beautiful cutscene. I think it looks aesthetically very pleasing. It's an awesome cutscene. Alright. No decorations, sadly. We're not getting lucky today. But we did it. So what happens next? We've taken on all the Elder Dragons.
Great work, partner.
Good job out there, partner. I knew you'd pull through. We've made amazing progress researching the Elder Dragons, and Astera is buzzing with excitement. And everyone is saying it's all thanks to your hard work. But, Pard? Having said that, you see, guess who's back with a vengeance? Haha! I'm back with a vengeance. I kind of figured it was you. And right on time. My time, anyway. So I hear you get to take credit for all the Elder Dragons. Not bad. Not bad. I always knew you'd wreck shop. That's why the commander and I handpicked you in the first place. But I've got a little news to share myself. Remember how I said my old friend told me that he was going to track down a certain place brimming with energy? Well, he found it. He found it big time. So I was thinking about checking it out myself. Chances are it'll explain why the other dragons have all started going bonkers. And oh, and my friend had a message for you. I promise our paths will cross again, and so they must. I shall not take the boat until you get here.
All right.
You hear that? That's a personal invitation, which means you're coming along. No ifs, ands, or conga lala buts. I'll let your handler figure out the rendezvous and rendezvous. Got to make an official quest and all that. But don't go spilling the beans to the others. This is just between us.
Okay, back to work.
All you have to do is sign up for a quest and show up. Don't be late. Okay.
Impressive.
Fine work taking care of those Elder Dragons. With everything that's transpired, we should send word to the guild immediately. I'll have the captain ready a ship. However, it's still unclear why the Elder Dragons returned to the Elder's Recess. It's almost like they were drawn to it. Well, we'll just have to continue our research until we find the answer. Either way, I'll start compiling the information. And...
What's wrong?
Something on your mind? The Admiral's been making plans again, has he? Where's that old devil going this time? Wherever it is, I suppose now you're going too. You and your partner, huh?
Understood.
Well, alright, I'll handle things here. Just remember that whatever happens, your partner will always be there at your side to help you. And we'll be here too, waiting for you. Find what there is to find, then promise you'll find your way back home.
Hey, partner, are you sure you want to go on that quest from the Admiral?
So this might break the continuity a little bit, but we're gonna speak to that jovial scholar and see what he says. But actually, the tech chief wants to talk to us. Ha! I figured you hope it by me. He's gonna say the same. The canteen's looking mighty in the storehouse. Do a delivery, do a thing for me. The Rodamon carapace, which we shall turn in. Gotta keep that delivery list pretty minuscule, right? You know, it's good to have it empty. All right, what do you guys want?
Hey!
Ah, Hunter. Quite a coincidence that you show up as soon as you're needed. It's quite a handy skill. First, our deepest thanks for guiding us through the Wildspire. We haven't had a chance to show our appreciation. Now then, a matter of great importance has come to us scholars, and it requires immediate attention. The commander shall be attending as well. Come along now, brave hunter. Time is of the essence.
Okay.
I assume you've called this council for some significant news? Yes, Commander, we have started. Startling and rather frightful report for you. Hunter, I assume by now you're aware of nature's food chain and how it works, yes? There are predators and there are prey. It's a natural occurrence in this world. Since the first fleet landed in the New World, not a day goes by where we don't feel the ripple of its effects. But there is one dreadful creature whose sole purpose is to destroy the very foundation of the food chain itself. and that creature has been spotted in the New World for the very first time.
Huh?
Wait, no. Are you talking about a Devil Joe? Seriously, a Devil Joe? The hell's that thing doing here? There's no mistaking it, Commander. I spotted the tracks with my own eyes. Devil Joe, the World Eater. Damn it, this is bad. Its very presence is as much of a threat to the ecosystem as any Elder Dragon, maybe even worse.
Okay.
Alright, here's how we're gonna do things. I'm putting you three in charge of this investigation.
Give it everything you've got.
Hunters of the Fifth, go out there and find everything you can about this Devil Joe and report to these three scholars. We will need the entire Fit to help search for tracks or clues. Once we have enough information, we can try to pinpoint its whereabouts and maybe even its next destination. Sorry to butt in, but just add one more thing. We're actually developing a new specialized tool for you hunters. And researching this Devil Joe will certainly advance its progress. We'll hand it over as soon as it's ready. Tread carefully out there, Hunter. A Devil Joe investigation. The World Eater Devil Joe has been spotted in the New World and threatening the local ecosystem. In every high-ranked locale, 6 or 7 optional quests, you may find Devil Joe tracks. Hey, it's the same thing as finding Elder Dragon tracks, except this time it's a Devil Joe. So yeah, I could have accepted that earlier. I didn't want to accept the Devil Joe quest right away because Devil Joe was technically added after the post-game of the game, so he technically doesn't really fit into the main story. That's why he is referenced to other dragons as if you've already beaten all the other dragons. So we won't be fighting Devil Joe, but I'll be working on his progress and we'll be fighting him very soon. I do want to show off because we are actually nearing the end base, so I'm just gonna kind of go over kind of this last armor instead of showing it at the end, because I could have utilized some of these skills and I should have gone over them as well. So in original Monster Hunter World, Toestra's armor was one of the meta sets. It was one of the strongest because the purpose of running a high affinity build is for that technique, if you watch the end slate, is the Master's Touch. Prevents your weapon from losing sharpness during critical hits. For one, critical hits do crazy high damage, especially with critical boosts, and having high affinity, it really mitigates the ability to sharpen. So if you want to run something and not really worry about sharpness, get that Master Charm to the highest level. Try to run most armor that you can. You do need to wear 3 pieces, but again, you can actually wear like the gloves to get weakness exploit level 1. Or actually so you can wear the gloves to get weakness exploit level 2, and then you can actually wear the coil to get that one. But if you wear the Dragon King eye patch with weakness exploit level 2 already into it, you can actually just wear the Kaiser Vambrace's beta, or I mean, you can actually just wear the coil and just have blast attack if you run a blast weapon. A really good idea. And then that frees up 3 other armor slots, and honestly, I still recommend the Otogaron armor because of just the critical hit abilities built into it. So Toestra's armor is definitely going to be your go-to if you want to run that Master's Touch with high affinity. Kushal's armor is really great for handicraft, does have some focus. I just didn't have enough to make it, and I just didn't really want to because I already have the Damascus coil. But if you run something slow like the hammer, great sword, or even the charge blade to some degree, Evade Extender is a great ability that's on Kushala's armor. It's great to have that as well, if that way to have more evasion and a bigger vulnerability window. As for Val Hazak's, if you're a really great elemental player and you want to run Dragon for also Elder Seal because they run Dragon Element, Dragon Attack's great on Val Hazak's armor. Recovery speed, I believe, is medicine. No, that just doubles the speed at which you recover recoverable damage. So there is that. If you're a really great player and you're really good at dodging, Valzak having peak performance on 3 pieces of his build to have level 3 of that to increase your attack by plus 20 when you're at max HP is pretty good for high damage upkeep, so I could recommend that if you're that kind of player. I'm not that good. I personally don't prefer peak performance. So of all 3 of these Elder Dragons we've recently fought, I would reckon Toestra's the most, with the Master's Touch and high affinity. Nergigante is great by having obviously Stamina Surge, great for Insect Glaive, or Agitator is just a great skill to have now because of the Clutch Claw being able to flinch shot. You can just manually activate Agitator. Oh hey, they're not enraged? Okay, enrage them. Get higher affinity, get higher damage. It's a great skill to have as well. Plus, some of them run attack boost, which at level 4 gives you 5% affinity. So I want to go over that as well. So yeah, of all the other dragons, I would personally recommend Toestrus the most, and then after that I would do Nergigante. If you're going with a slow weapon, as I mentioned, Kushal's armor was great for 1. Also for element having ice as well, but I mean I prefer Valhazek's dragon attack to be a bit better. But yeah, so I'm not going to really I'll still add Valhazek's armor at the end to kind of see an entire run out build. I just wanted to give more of a personal recommendation for armor I would use, because if you progress beyond this point into the story to go speak to your handler and go there, you will be fighting the final boss of the Monster Hunter World story. So it's best to kind of outfit yourself up the best that you can, fully upgrade your armor, you know, fully upgrade your weapon, especially since there's the defender weapons that I have been using that they added to help you get through the story of World. Those are amazing weapons to use. They're very strong, they're very usable. And yeah, just and then pretty much run armor regardless of decorations. You can use decorations depending on what you have. The more quests you do, the better chance you have at getting certain decorations. But yeah, run a definite mixed build of whatever armor fits your playstyle the most for this final fight, because it's good just to be outfitted the best that you can. So that will bring us to the end of this one, but just know that next time will be the end of Monster Hunter World's base story with the final boss, and we will be tackling Devil Joe as well. I'll be getting the research on him as well. So next time on Monster Hunter World, the World Eater Devil Joe, and finding out where this mass cluster of energy is drawing the Elder Dragons back to the Elder's Recess and what it is. So until next time, guys, I'll see you then.